Welcome back to Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy and we're going to get straight into our explosive penny stock watch list. So the first stock we're looking at here is Humbl on the daily time frame, up a strong 10% today, and we have continued on our strong run that we saw last week. If we look at our pattern right now, we are getting very close to our top level of resistance. At this point, I do think we will get rejected because our RSI is starting to get up there. Right now, we are at a 56, so I still see some more room to the upside, but I do think we will find some resistance at this level. If we add in all of our SMAs, you can see now we are officially above our 200-day SMA, and now we are in no man's land, but this is a good sign. I do think we will find some resistance on our 50 SMA and potentially our downtrend line right here. At that point, we would love to see Humbl take a bit of a breather, get our price action a little bit lower, and then move for our next leg up. You can see we've just been going up in the last little while, so we do expect to find some resistance at this point, and I do think at that point people will decide to take some profits off this bottom that we have seen at around 75 cents. And so overall right now, Humbl still looks amazing in my opinion. I do think people overreacted with this sell-off. We did get our short-term bottom here, and now our price action has started to make its way up. But again, don't be surprised if we see a slight sell-off here at this 50 and at this level of resistance, because that is only natural after such a strong run up. Next stock of the day, we're looking at IGEN on the daily time frame. So today was actually a really big day for IGEN investors, and the reason why I say that is because on a technical level, if we closed in the red today, we actually would not have been in a great situation. So if I pull this out onto our 30-minute time frame, right here you can see that we are trading below our triangle right now. So if we close below what we opened at today, which was 0085, we officially would have gone down, and that would have actually led to a longer term downtrend. Our pattern would have been broken. So far, this 0085 has been a major level of support that we have been trying to hold. Remember, this is a higher low, and so we don't want to break this to the downside. And so for us to be up today, and so to see us hold this level of support today, bounce up from it, shows me very strong signs here in IGEN. Another thing I want to mention is that this week is going to be make or break, and I do believe this is going to be a strong week for IGEN investors. If you look at our 50 SMA, we are starting to curl down. We are getting to a point where we may potentially cross our 200-day SMA, and if that happens, that does coincide with a death cross, which does lead to a long-term bear market. And so if we look at our accumulation over distribution, we've been getting steady accumulation, so it didn't make sense for IGEN to go down today. We needed the green day. We got the green day. We held support. Now the next couple of days, I expect IGEN to get its price action back into this triangle and then eventually break this to the upside. I do predict that our 50 SMA will bounce off of our 200. We will get our price action starting to go up, and by June 4th and around June 7th, I do think our price action will be above a penny, and we will finally be trading above our 50 SMA. So today was actually a very strong day for IGEN investors. If you guys are paying attention to the technicals, up 5.88% today, so I couldn't be happier. Next stock of the day, we're looking at Social Life Network on the daily time frame. So Social Life Network actually had a very nice day today, even though we were as low as 15% today. The reason why I say we had a pretty strong day, because we finally got our interaction with this level of support. So you guys know this is our uptrend line here on WDLF. We did expect the price action to drift to this point. We finally got it, and this could be a doji candle, so I'm looking forward to see if we actually get our momentum back to the upside. Our accumulation today was actually very strong, so we had a lot of buyers coming in today, and so I think tomorrow is going to be a lot better of a day. Overall, we could see the price action consolidate along this level of support, but to see the accumulation go up today on a down day does give me more hope here for Social Life Network. If we're looking at our RSI, we are at a 35, so we're not oversold, but we are in that range, and so I do expect our RSI to start to make its way up eventually. You can see since November till about February, we actually had a very high RSI, and so now from February to about June, we've had a very low RSI. So I do think it's finally time to start to raise this RSI, which does coincide with higher share price. And so overall, we got our back test of support. We could still go as low as our 200-day SMA, but this candle looks extremely promising for a nice couple days where we might get some green here on Social Life Network. Next stock of the day, we're looking at SEGI on the daily time frame. So SEGI is having a lot of trouble right now breaking and holding this 200-day SMA. Down 7% today. We closed officially below our 200-day SMA. The last little while, we've had a lot of red volume, more distribution than accumulation, but it still hasn't been to the point where I believe the price should be this low. So if I'm looking at our accumulation over distribution, we still have more people accumulating this. And so overall, I do think SEGA is definitely a buy at these levels. I personally didn't expect it to get below the 200-day SMA, but now that we are here, we could see even more lower prices that are only going to be more attractive for people who actually believe in SEGA. Next stock of the day, we're looking at ALYI on the daily time frame. So ALYI does look like it's officially bottoming here. You could see we've had a lot of price action along our 200-day SMA, and so this is an area to look to buy ALYI. I did remember letting you guys know that if we're above our 50 SMA, ALYI is a strong play, but now that we are consolidating along this 200-day SMA, which also coincides with this uptrend line, it does look very nice right now overall on ALYI. I believe potentially there is still some room to the downside. We could see as low as around 3.5 cents, which would be an official backtest of the support line, but I do think that this stock will continue to run once it finds its concrete bottom, and it looks like it's doing that right now. Next stock of the day, we're looking at MJNA on the daily time frame. So we're down 0.25%, nothing crazy here, but we are slowly drifting to the downside. Again, I do want to emphasize there's been a lot more distribution overall here on MJNA, so we haven't seen any sort of divergence, and we haven't seen any sort of play on an indicator level to let us know that MJNA is a buy. I'm going to say, and I'll say it again, that once we break past this level of resistance is when MJNA will be a runner, but until then, we could just continue to bleed before we get a concrete bottom in MJNA. Next stock of the day, we're looking at RDGL on the daily time frame, and so RDGL, in my opinion, is a buy right now, and so I'm going to tell you guys why I believe this. Since our first pre-anticipatory run, and then after we actually didn't get approval on our FDA, we had a major sell-off, but we had a huge gap to fill that we slightly filled right here. But we have been consolidating since that point. All of our price action has matched up with our SMAs, and we are getting to a point now where we're outside of our triangle. We're sitting on top of all of our SMAs, and it does potentially look like we could start to make moves up, which would coincide with our green line crossing over our 100-day SMA, which would be extremely bullish. You could see we had a couple price tags on our 200-day SMA, but we weren't there for too long, and now we are officially outside of our pattern, and I do think right now RDGL is a buy. You can see right here we've had strong accumulation so far. Our RSI is at a 64, so we may get continued consolidation at these levels, but I do think this was our first leg up in our stair-step pattern that will lead to another pre-anticipatory run before the next FDA approval date. And so overall, RDGL right now, in my opinion, is a buy. Next stock of the day, we're looking at HYSR. The stock that I wanted to abandon today comes up and hits us with a 23% day up. And so overall, if you look at our RSI, how aggressive that was, today's price action alone got us up to 63 RSI. And so right now, it was a strong day. We got news out of HYSR that they have progressed on their technology. They have 100 units that they have made. And so overall, it was good news to come out of the camp because they are making progression on a truly innovative technology. If HYSR is able to create this business, this is going to be a gem, but in an environment with high inflation, this is not a play to have. So if you are in HYSR, I do think this is a strong swing play candidate. Maybe short it on the way down, ride the rips, and then in time, there will be a better time to get into a long position, in my opinion. I don't think that is right now. I do think if the hype ends up coming back into the renewable space, HYSR will be a beneficiary, but again, no real product to sell yet, so it's very hard to get a long position, in my opinion, in HYSR. Nonetheless, if you held, made 23% today, congratulations. We are above two of our SMAs, and now we are back above our uptrend. So overall, very strong day here in HYSR. Next stock of the day, we're looking at ACDC. ACDC on the daily time frame. So ACDC is getting very close to its 200-day SMA. I do still expect that we will tag our 200-day SMA. And so if you can get ACDC at 20 cents, I do think that will be a buy. That would also coincide with an extremely low RSI. And so that would be swinging for the fences if you were to get this at 20 cents. Overall, I do like the price action right now. Our RSI has been extremely low. Like, again, you could see we had a high RSI for a certain period of time. Now we had a low RSI for a certain period of time. And so I do expect us to get some median price action within our RSI. And so we should start to get to moderate levels. And right now with ACDC, it does seem like we are starting to go sideways. So this could be a sign of a bottoming stock. Next stock of the day, we're looking at STAF on the daily time frame. So STAF up 2% today, still can't break its 60 cents level of resistance. Quick reminder on its distribution. We have slight distribution. I do think this sell-off was larger than it should have been. Our RSI looks like it's slowly starting to creep up. So I do think STAF has a good swing play opportunity till about 67 cents. I do think we will get close to our 50 SMA. Remember, we've had this death cross for a while, so the buying opportunity is going to come in STAF, and it may be happening right now. Overall, if we start to see a pickup in accumulation and we break past this level of resistance, I do think our next stop will be at our 50 SMA. And if we can get above our 50, then it does seem like STAF would be a very strong play right now. Next stock of the day, we're looking at SNDL. So SNDL up 3% today. If we look at our accumulation, it hasn't been that great. Our RSI is starting to get up there. We're at a 63, so we do expect to get rejected at this point. We do expect our price action to come back down. I do think we will get a back test of our 50 as a level of support. If SNDL can hold the 50 SMA as support, it will be a buy, and I will personally be buying SNDL for the next leg up. If, however, we can't hold our 50 SMA, then I will not be getting into SNDL. So it's very simple right now. We saw the price action blow by, we got rejected by our 100, and so right now we do need to treat this as a level of support, and if we do, SNDL will be a buy. And so there you guys have it. That was our quick little update on our explosive penny stock watch list. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. We are on the road to 10K subs, so if you made it to this point, feel free to hit that subscription button. This is Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.